Hello and welcome to today's Facecast. Today we're in the book of Proverbs, that wonderful set of wise sayings and readings that help us to learn how we should live as Christians. Interesting, isn't it, how Proverbs is part of the Old Testament, the time before Christ, and yet its rich teachings tell us how to live as followers of Christ, who came all those years later. Today we're in Proverbs chapter 19, verse 11. And I wonder, before I read it, if I could ask you how patient you are. How patient are you being during this time of pandemic and lockdown? Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe your patience is at an end. Maybe you're at your wit's end with those around you. I do feel for those who are locked in a small space in a family when lockdown happens. It must be very difficult to survive. Anyway, today's reading from Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 11, says this: "A man's wisdom gives him patience. It is to his glory to overlook an offence." A man's wisdom gives him patience. So, if we're wise about something, all knowing and understanding about things, and we should be more patient with things, with life. Perhaps more patient with ourselves if we understand ourselves better. Certainly more patient with other people if we understand the stresses and strains that they may be under. We might be more patient in life generally, the wiser we are. Well, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And it's very useful to be reminded of from time to time, because when we lack patience, it's usually when we haven't stopped to consider things from all different angles. We get impatient in a shop when people are taking too long to be served. Well, they need to have a little natter with each other now and then. They need to have time to pass the day with the cashier, because that's part and parcel of their life. We need to be patient when we're driving our car, even though somebody might be driving slowly or will pull in on you. They may be in a hurry for some reason that is more urgent than you. We need to be patient, generally speaking, with people. It takes the stress out of life, patience does. And if we can be patient, well, there is more wisdom abounding. The second half of this verse, the first half said, "A man's wisdom gives him patience." Then it says, "It is to his glory to overlook an offence." That's an interesting one. It is to a man's glory to overlook an offence. If we overlook those things, those simple things that people do that offend us, it means we diffuse a situation and we don't escalate it into a row or an argument or a stressful situation. If we overlook the misdemeanors that others cause to us, if we forgive them readily and quickly, it restores a rightful balance in life, an understanding of other people, and a calm presence with one another. On the other hand, we know if we jump up and down and get angry and irritated at every little thing happens, not only are other people stressful, but we are full of stress too. And that's not a good way to live. It says something more pointed here, though. It says it's to our glory to overlook an offence. It's this whole question about turning the other cheek, of being ready to soak up what somebody else's discomfort might be in order to bring about a unity and an understanding and a peacefulness in life. In city life, it's difficult to do that. You may be in a city or a big town now, when everybody's rushing and hustling and bustling about. In more pastoral, rural settings, it might be easier to do that, where life is perhaps at a slightly slower pace. But wherever we may be, if we can overlook someone's offence against us, providing it's not a kind of offence that needs action being taken, a criminal offence, for example, if it's just social manners, etiquette, if it's someone's rude behaviour, if it's the sort of thing that we can look at and deal with without turning it into a major crime, then maybe that's the better thing to do. It's always a question of judgment there about what we can overlook and what we can't. But it's to our glory if we can overlook those things, because we are then peacemakers. bringing peace into a situation instead of difficulty and disharmony. Try today, when you are annoyed by someone, to see the good side of it and even bless them. Say either to them or about them, may God be with them in everything that they do today. And see if that makes a difference to your attitude. Bye for now.